What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here, thanks for stopping by. Today's video I want to go over this Godseeker Aniri build that I've been working on the test server to hopefully help you guys progress and farm level 25 Sand Devil. I say this team can progress as it can full auto stage 19 up to 25 with the same Godseeker Aniri, same speeds. It can also farm food all the way up to 25. And I feel it doesn't need to have any specific bookings or specific blessings to do so. So yeah, hopefully you guys can enjoy it. I think it's the ultimate Godseeker Aniri build since it encapsulates everything that you want in a free-to-play build or an easily accessible farm build. Farm food, easy to build, easy to assess. You don't need crazy blessings or crazy specific bookings. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. So let's jump right into it. First, let's quickly talk about what changed since the balance update. So here, the big changes here is that the Sand Devil will now take a little bit more damage for each debuff that he's under. So this is more applicable for teams that aim to debuff him while he's asleep and then deal damage after that. Also, the sleep counter on him has been increased from 5 for stages 16 to 25. Up to 8 for stages 21 to 25. So he's a little bit, he sleeps a little bit longer, giving you more turns or more hits against him to land your debuffs, which of course is a good thing. And lastly, his decrease max HP on his attacks has been reduced from 10% to 5%. That's really good. It doesn't, it means you don't need to rely so much on healing during the right times so that you can recover your max HP because you won't be losing as much max HP. So this puts a little bit less strain on some of your builds and healing from your gear. So overall, very good balance changes for the player, of course. So let's jump right into the teams. So like I said, this is going to be based fully on Godseeker Aniri. So yeah, she's a Sacred Order Void Epic, and her big thing is that she comes with a passive revive on death, and then she brings a revive as well. Unfortunately for Sand Devil, even after this update, it still relies heavily on this mechanic, which is revive on death, because his attack is so powerful, it's just going to wipe everybody out. It's very hard to deal with. So you either have a mechanic on your team that revives on death, so you can have somebody like Godseeker Aniri, or you can have someone like Mother Cybele that places revive on death on your whole team, or you have a team that basically aims to kill the Sand Devil in basically one turn before the Sand Devil attacks your team. So in this video, we're going to be going just Godseeker Aniri. So sorry for you guys that don't have her. She is one of the best epics in the game. If you guys can pick her up, that'd be awesome. But for right now, this is going to be one of those stupid dungeons that requires a very specific champion or mechanic that allows you to beat it. So sorry about that. But let's jump right into the team that I'm going to be showing you guys. All right, guys. So first, let's start off with basically the most budget option that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of different teams here, a bunch of different options that you guys can have. But basically, it's going to be Godseeker Aniri plus 1 DPS and 3 food. I'm saying you can farm 3 food here, 100% runs. All you need for your DPS slot is basically anybody that deals HP burn, has a 5 or 6 star Brimstone, or can deal max HP damage. Literally any of those can work, and I'll show you guys exactly what kind of parameters you guys are looking for the DPS and the Godseeker. So I'm going to go over the stats of the Godseeker first, and then we'll show you how it works in the run. So first, the team setup. Of course, some of these DPS, depending on which DPS you're using, they require a team setup. So it's better to obviously set up beforehand. Godseeker can do whatever. Selena's going to be using her HP burn here. So like I said, she has a A3 HP burn. It's going to be about 87% chance to land without it being booked. Mine is unbooked, unascended. And then she brings increased accuracy here, which basically reduces the accuracy requirement by about 100 for her. You need about 500, 475 to 500 accuracy on the new Sand Devil. So it's something to keep in mind. So I'll show you guys the build on the Godseeker here. So Godseeker is 209 speed. So 209 speed, this is what you're going to need for progression from Sand Devil 19 all the way to 25. This one Godseeker can do it all full auto. In terms of HP and defense, you guys will kind of get a feel of how well she survives in the fights. But I probably wouldn't drop it too much more. Maybe you can go down 5%, maybe you can go down 63k, 4.8k defense, somewhere around there. But you're probably looking for at least 4.5k defense and probably upwards of 70k HP if you guys are going to swap the HP and defense around. I would probably recommend like a good balance. You probably don't want to go like 80k HP and like 3.5k defense. So try to balance the defense and HP accordingly. With the new Sand Devil, you can definitely spec with War Master now, so don't worry about that. Definitely spec with War Master if your gear can provide you enough survivability for that. Like I said, my Godseeker is fully booked. Miracle Heal helps a little bit, but you can tell it's only a 2-star. It's not going to help that much. And plus, with the update for the reduction in max HP loss, the Miracle Heal doesn't really do too much, to be honest. So I am running Regen Immortal. You can get away without Immortal. I found that Immortal was like a little bit overkill, but it does provide a little bit of insurance just in case you get a little bit low. Okay, so for the DPS slot, I have Selena Nightcloak here. So like I said, HP burn, max HP, or 5-star Brimstone. I'm going to show you guys options for all of those. But here's Selena Nightcloak. She basically has no gear on. She's not ascended. She's not booked. She has no masteries. All right, guys. So the key here is that your DPS must be at least 180 speed. They can be any speed, at least 180 speed, so that they can get a turn before the Sand Devil wakes up, and then when they're revived. That's basically it. So 180 speed. Selena, in this case, she can get away with 400 accuracy because she has an increased accuracy on herself. If you're bringing in a champion that requires debuffs, you're going to be bringing close to 500 accuracy to land your debuffs properly. Also, for the DPS, you want no survivability on them, so you want them to die instantly. So yeah, this is like as budget as you guys can get. So let's jump right into the run. Probably not going to show you guys the full run, but I'm just going to show you guys how it works. We're going to talk through it here. Everybody dies. Godseeker wakes up DPS. DPS gets 1 shot off. DPS dies. Godseeker goes, takes 1 turn. Here, she's going to take a double hit. And this is what you need to survive. If she can survive the double hit, you're gold. Okay, so you need to have enough stats so that she can survive the double hit and you're gold. The reason why she takes a double hit there is because of our 209 speed. And the reason why we are running 209 speed is because this build basically allows you to go from stage 19 to 25 full auto, same speeds, 209. If you are having trouble surviving that double hit when the Sand Devil hits you, I've tested up to about plus 30 speed, so you can go up to about 239, 238, and you will not have a double hit. You'll get a heal in between the 2 hits, and then your gear can be a little bit lighter, because you get an extra heal in. But also, if you're adding speed, you might lose some stats elsewhere, so it's kind of a compromise, right? So whatever speed you build at to get better stats, you can probably choose that. I'm going to say that just to make things a little bit easier. But for 209 speed, this is really, really good. Obviously, I can save some speed gear, for example. I can use some of my worse regen pieces, for example. So I think 209 is very flexible. You can kind of see that she has no problem surviving. Our Nightcloak is placing the HP burn very consistently for 87.5%. The only instance where I feel that Godseeker might fail is if I get a double resist on the speed down. But I think the speed is compensated enough that at 209, even if she resists the speed down, she's still okay. The idea here is that when the DPS dies, the DPS will not get a chance to be revived until Godseeker gets 4 turns in against the Sand Devil. So unless Godseeker somehow gets an extra turn, she will never revive the DPS out of sync and never outsync this run. So you can kind of see here she gets one turn. She had 1 turn to revive her, so 1 turn there, and then 1 turn here, and then when she dies, the 4th turn she gets to revive. Boom. She'd never go out of sync here. Alright, so I think that's about it. The other thing to pay attention to is I mentioned you must have your DPS die on their first hit. The biggest reason is because Godseeker's A1 actually heals the lowest HP target, so you kind of want the heal to go on yourself, so that, you know, if your DPS is alive and you're healing the DPS, Godseeker might die. So that's just something to pay attention to. Just make sure your DPS is squishy enough to die basically instantly, and you're all good on that front. So far, I haven't had the situation where I basically double resisted the slow, but I think I've run this enough and I've never failed. So I'm pretty confident that this is probably the most insane Godseeker build you guys have seen. At least it works perfectly fine for the updated Sand Devil. Full food, full books. You don't need a 5-star blessing. You don't need any blessing, to be honest. The blessing, 1-star blessing helps because of the 75 or whatever 1000 HP that you get from the bonus. Well, we actually did talk through this entire run, so I'll show you guys some other options after this. But basically, that's the gist of the run, guys. Consistent 4 minutes. I think it was pretty good RNG, I think. 358. Yeah, about 4 minutes for Selena here, just with HP burns alone. I do have War Master on Godseeker, so Godseeker's chipping in a little bit of damage, but obviously not doing a lot compared to the HP burn. All the food, obviously, just chilling out here. You notice I didn't take Spirit Haste on Godseeker. It's kind of not necessary with 209, but if you guys are struggling for gear, then take Spirit Haste so you guys can lose 3 food, for example, and then Godseeker can gain 24 speed, so you guys can factor that in if you guys want. Like I said, guys, aim for 209 speed on the Godseeker, 180 plus on the DPS. All right, guys, so the next most budget option that you guys can probably have is Tomb Lord Drang. Tomb Lord Drang has an irresistible HP burn, and he doesn't need accuracy to land it. So basically, you just build him to the appropriate speed, which is 180 speed, and then just jam him in your team, and then you're just going to get the same result. He's going to do the HP burn. He's going to, he's going to land it against the Sando. Honestly, Drang can be like level 50. He can be level 50 to do this. He doesn't need accuracy. He doesn't need to stay alive. So, just bring him, and he'd probably be the most budget option, actually. You don't even need to build a rare like Selena. Drang would be the most budget option. He's not the fastest option, but he is, he's super budget. Irresistible HP burn, no accuracy needed. You can farm food with him. But yeah, I'll show you guys how fast this run goes at the end. And yeah, we'll be at the end, and we'll show you guys some more comps. All right, getting to the end here. So a little bit faster than Selena. Selena probably missed an HP burn here or there. So it's super nice to have the irresistible HP burn. 330 so far on Drang. Probably going to get there before 4 minutes. So Selena was about 4 minutes. But for sure, she missed some HP burns because she's not 100% chance to land. And looks like Drang will land it just under 345. I think as an investment point of view, Drang is very good, because Drang is a legendary that is useful everywhere, so you don't mind building him out. But as you can clearly see, I have basically no gear on my Drang. But he's the 180 speed that he needs to be. That's about it. He doesn't need anything. Well, sorry, he does need books. Unfortunately, he does need books to land his HP burn, because even though he's irresistible, he does have a chance to land it. So if you don't book him out, then he's 75% chance to land. So maybe you're going to look at closer to 4.5 minutes instead of 3 minute 45. Brimstone's not going to land on the Sand Devil unless you have a 5 or 6 star, because he cleanses it off. So yeah, so that's something for Drang. His masteries, he doesn't have War Master or anything, but War Master would make it a little bit faster for him. All right, so on to the next team. This is probably the next more budget or most budget option that you can use is Fahrakin the Fat. So Fahrakin the Fat A2 lands HP burn and 2 poison. So this way you can obviously do a little bit more damage to the Sand Devil with his poisons on top of his HP burn. So we can jump into that. For the AI setting for the Fat Man, you want to turn off his ally attack, his A3, because he will prioritize that over his HP burn. And in this case, Fat Man will need about 500 accuracy to properly land his debuffs, whereas with Selena Nightcloak, she only needed about 400 because she places the increased accuracy on herself. So here, Aniri takes a double hit, survives it, dies, comes back, cooldowns off, and then revives the Batman. So this build, guys, make sure you guys fully book your Godseeker Aniri so that the cooldowns are in line with everything here. Yeah, I mean, fully booking her is a lot easier than aiming for a book here or a random book here. So I imagine that this is probably the more preferred option here. So you can kind of see here that Fatman dies, comes in, lands his stuff. This is going to be a much quicker run. I think Fatman would be a pretty good option for most people here. Like I said, he does require the books, but he's just an epic. And he is a pretty decent champion overall, so you probably don't mind building him out. Like I said, 180 speed is the minimum speed that you want for your DPS. You don't want them to have any survivability stats so that they die instantly. Like I said, this particular Godseeker, 209 speed, can farm full auto, same build, same setup from stages 19 to 25. So if you guys are struggling at stage 19, you guys can definitely use this Godseeker. If you guys need to progress and you guys are at the earlier stages than 19, you will need to manual her revive. So that's the biggest thing. If you can manual her revive, it will work basically the same. But stages 19 plus, you can full auto this. But anything under that, just manual the revive of the DPS and you'll be in good shape. Alright guys, so let's jump back in, I'd say probably a minute. It's pretty quick for the Fat Man, so we'll be right back. Alright, so we're here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's really quick. Yeah, just with an epic, really quick. Good stuff from the Fat Man. If you guys got him, there you go. That's his build. 181 speed, 514 accuracy. You guys can get away with a little bit less, and then no survivability stats. He has War Master for some extra damage if you guys want it. Fully booked, at least fully booked here, so that he gets the debuff chance. You don't really need the cooldown. Phantom Touch, I have him with Phantom Touch, so he has a chance to deal like a mini War Master proc. He doesn't need, like, I have decent perception gear on him so that he can hit the required stats, but obviously you guys can load him up with gear if you guys need to. He doesn't even need to be 50 for this. He can be, sorry, he doesn't need to be 60. He can be 50 if you want. And yeah, so we'll show you guys another option that's probably a little bit faster or similar to the Fat Man here, and it's going to be anybody with the 5 or 6 star Brimstone. Those, if you have the accuracy to land it, if you have a 6 star Brimstone, you don't need accuracy to land it. But if you have a 5 star, just build them with 475 to 500 accuracy and you can land it. So here I'm going to use my Varl. Varl is like basically my only reasonable 6 star champion that I can use that will reasonably survive against the AoE. Like I have Taras and Rhodos as 6 stars, but I don't think they're going to die to the AoE. So I'm going to use my Varl here and show you guys how fast he can run. See, there's just a direct swap basically here. So I'm going to show you guys how fast he runs with just the Brimstone. Okay, so I'm running this run with Varl as my 6 star Brimstone champion. And I'm having a little bit of issue landing the Brimstone. I believe it's something to do with the internal timer of the Brimstone, which is 4 turns. However, I can't really pinpoint exactly what's wrong. It seems like the Sand Devil is taking 4 turns after Brimstone is placed. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below how you guys are building your Brimstoner DPSs to do damage here, because he places the Brimstone, it seems like once every couple rotations. I don't know if this is always the case or if this is an issue on the test server exclusively, but you can kind of see here that, you know, it should be a 100% chance to land the Brimstone, but he's not landing it. So a little bit, yeah, a little bit interesting interaction here. It could be, yeah, it could be a test server bug, or I'm missing something here. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys see anything funky about this or how the interaction actually works. You see there, yeah, it looks like he's landing the Brimstone maybe every 4 sleep cycles. Maybe they've done something kind of weird there with the sleep cycles, maybe counting it as turns. But yeah, we'll finish off this run here about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I was just gonna say, oh, he's gonna land the Brimstone right now. So yeah, it could be coded maybe wrong, I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. 4 minutes and 30 seconds for the Varl. Not the best showing. I thought it was gonna be much faster here. But yeah, we're gonna go over the build real quick. Varl basically in random Hydra gear, but his speed has been reduced to 180. So you guys can definitely bring any 180 speed 5 or 6 star Brimstone champion in to deal damage to clear it as well. Alright, so up next, any max HP enemy hit champion can do this as well. So I'm going to bring in just a regular Coldheart. Her speed is not actually 180, it's just my regular Coldheart. So it's a really fast one. So she's just going to be prioritizing the Heartseeker here. Actually gets 2 off. So she is geared with like reflex or merciless gears, so she gets an extra slam in. So she might be a little bit faster than normal. Let's see here. Yeah, so she actually does okay. I mean, it's still probably going to be, you know, 3.5, maybe 4 minute run. But it's kind of using just whatever DPS you have already built. If you guys don't want to invest in anything else. So kind of see there's chunking it off pretty good. It might be faster in 3.5, 4 minutes actually. That's the way it's going right now. But anyways, Godseeker is still working perfectly fine regardless of the DPS speed. She takes double hit, gets 1 hit in and dies, working out perfectly. Like I said, guys, this is the build, and you can farm food with this as well. Doesn't affect anything. So we'll be back at the end of it just to see the time of this. All right, looks like it's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to 4 minutes for the Coldheart here. Looks like it's gonna be finished off pretty soon. So just under 4 minutes for the Coldheart. And we'll go through the stats here. Stats on her is like basically just enough crit damage to cap her out. You're looking at about, I'd say about 280. That'd be something reasonable. So just under 4 minutes here. All right, so again with food, works perfectly fine. And show you guys quickly, Coldheart, have her in Merciless and Refresh, so that's why she had the extra proc there. Like I said, the speed, irrelevant. As long as you have the Godseeker to anchor this team, it works perfectly fine. So in the last 2 teams, I'm going to show you guys probably the best builds, the fastest builds against the Sand Devil here, so stay tuned. Alright, so the second fastest build available right now, I think with Godseeker, is going to be Ninja. Ninja is the best at dealing HP burn rapid damage against the Sand Devil here, so we'll go through the run. And of course you can farm this with food. And my Ninja is basically geared up for other areas of the game, so he doesn't need to be specifically geared for this particular area, which is awesome. Like I said, the most important thing for the DPS is that they're at least 180 speed and that they preferably die right away on the first hit. So the problem with Ninja here is that there is a little bit of RNG because he is weak affinity to the Force affinity Sand Devil, which means he doesn't always land his HP burn. So your runs, if you have really bad RNG, it could last a little bit longer, but even so, it's still super consistent here. You guys can see here, he did get some weak hits on his last HP burn. The best thing about your DPS dying actually is that it takes less turns away from your, away from the run. So the DPS dies, doesn't do any unnecessary turns. Godseeker doesn't do any unnecessary turns. And yeah, you can farm some food while you're farming this. It's great for free to play, great for anybody actually, to be honest. So super happy with this build for Godseeker. I hope there's nothing too weird about it, but look at this Ninja just slicing him away. Probably a minute 45 here. Look at this, dies, picks him up. Minute 40, GG. There you go, Ninja. Minute 40. Brimstone doesn't matter on him, obviously, because he's not going to land it. But yeah, one of the fastest duels with Godseeker Aniri. So if you have Ninja, congratulations. You get a 90-second run against the Sand Devil. And I'll show you guys probably the fastest run, or fastest champion to run with him right now, and it's probably going to be Nuth. or Nuth. So disable his A2, otherwise your run will not be fast, it'll be very slow. And then gonna run him here. Same Godseeker. The problem with Nuth is that he might survive the AoE, which means your Godseeker needs to be slightly stronger. So because they're not going to get the A1 heals on themselves. And of course it might chew up time here. Chew up turns as well. Depending on how fast your Nuth is, of course. If you have him geared out at 180 speed, then he won't be taking too many turns. But if you have him geared out for other content, then he's going to be taking extra turns and stuff. So you can see here, looking like it's going to be a sub minute 30 run. Sub minute 30 run here. We'll play it out. We'll play it out. But this is probably the fastest pairing right now. Nuth actually snuck in an extra bash there because he was a bit faster. Or he cycled through his cooldowns fast enough so that he got an extra bash in. And the bash actually dealt a little bit of damage to the Sand Devil. So you can probably sneak a little bit faster run with some refresh accessories or refresh masteries. If you can sneak an extra bash in there with the A3. But doesn't matter. Godseeker doesn't care. Just about the same as Ninja. 90 seconds. There you guys go. All right, so hopefully you guys realize that it's all about this one Godseeker. So if you guys have her, I hope this build changes your life. You guys can farm food. Don't worry about your booking situations. You guys don't need to land like one book here, all that nonsense. You guys don't need a 5-star blessing or anything like that. No blessing is okay. Make sure she's fully booked. Masteries, take War Master now, because she can deal some extra damage from War Master, which is helpful. I've seen people spec this out because they need HP. Like, that's fine if you need it, of course. But yeah, taking some extra damage doesn't hurt anybody. Here, total stats, again, I don't have any bonuses, so nothing to hide here, guys. No, nothing to hide here. 209 speed. Try to hit these stats, super safe stats here. And yeah, DPS, at least 180 DPS, 180 speed DPS. And you're good to go, guys. You're golden. I don't know how much more accessible this can be other than getting Godseeker Aniri. If you can't get Godseeker Aniri, then this is not going to be super relevant for you. But once you do, this content is basically done, and you can farm food as well. So can't ask for much more, to be honest. So anyways, guys, show me some love in the comments. Show me some love. Hit the like and subscribe button if you guys like this content. Obviously, I do put in some time on the test server to do all this stuff for you guys. So hopefully it is helpful to you guys. And let me know in the comments below if it helped you guys. And your success stories are really nice to hear, of course. If you guys are having issues, let me know in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them as well. And yeah, best of luck. Enjoy it. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.